Hello everybody, and welcome to our tutorial on how to adjust our hinges on our cabinets. Basically what I'm going to go through today is how to adjust our Blumotion soft closing hinges so that they close properly. This one right here is not adjusted right. It's actually rubbing on the drawer front above it. So the idea here is we want this to be a perfect alignment. We want to have an 1/8 of an inch alignment between our doors and drawer fronts. Okay, so let's get started. Pretty easy to adjust these hinges, pretty standard and kind of where I'm expecting you to be so far, is having the door actually on the cabinet. Hinges are already attached to the back side of the door. Hinge plates are already attached to the inside of the cabinet. That's all covered in our normal assembly videos and our assembly instructions. So let's just say we have a door. It's already installed. We're going to start off with the adjustment screws. You have a couple of different options here. First option is this screw. It's the very first one. That screw, if you turn it clockwise, that's actually going to move the door left, or left to right. So this first screw is a left to right adjustment. Now this back screw right here is an in and out adjustment. It's not so critical on a European style frameless cabinet as we do here, but it does give you the option to take care of any issues, like if you have like a door or like something that gets warped or something like that. You can actually pull that top of the door in and it'll actually sit up flush a little bit better with it. So that one's pretty typical. Another way to do it here is if you want to move the cabinet door up or down, you would loosen the hinge plates. So that is our adjustment. So you just loosen it up by, like, say, about a half a turn. You loosen all of them. And what that's going to do is allow you to move your door up or down. As you can see here, we have about 1/4 of an inch play. So if we need to, we just kind of tap it. We can actually get it almost to the point where it's right up underneath that drawer front. So that's 1/4 of an inch up, 1/4 of an inch down. I'm about 1/4 of an inch now overlapping. So we want it to be right in the middle. That's where we're pre-drilling. And I'm going to kind of get it right there. Now this stuff, these ones are actually already set right in the middle, so you don't have to typically adjust your hinge plate unless it's like a dire emergency. So I'm going to tighten these back up and save our position. I've now just figured out the door elevation. Ideally, I want it to be flush right here if it's a base cabinet, of course. So that moves your door up and down as those hinge plate screws. Now this first one right here is going to move the door left or right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten it all the way to the left. Both of these are going to go all the way to the left. We're going to see if we can maximize our overlay. So that gets us really close right in there, right to the edge of the cabinet on this side. Probably hard to see from the view. Okay. Now I can also pull the door in and out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the screw in the very back side of the cabinet. You can see it right there. This last screw right there. And I'm going to tighten that all the way. I'm going to go clockwise. I'm going to pull the door all the way in. And that may or may not really help us, but in this case it didn't. So by tightening it all the way in, the door won't actually shut all the way. And that's mostly because it's rubbing on the inside there. So a lot of these things you're going to want to have it out just a little bit. It needs to have about 1/8 of an inch behind the door. So a gap behind the door to the cabinet face. So that's what I've done there. Move these out. There we go. The door closes nicely. So we've covered the different screws and what they do. Now right now I have the drawer front set up. I have a gap of about 1/8 of an inch here, but it looks like it's about 3/16 of an inch over there. So what I'm going to do is show you how to move that door up just a little bit. And what I'm going to do, ideally there, is I want to move the bottom of this door that way. And that's going to push it up. So basically by unscrewing it just a little bit, by moving the hinge out, so I'm going to do a counterclockwise. I would go with about a half a turn when you're adjusting each time. And that's nice because half a turn gets you that much. In fact, that's actually about perfect right there. And you do the same thing. If you need the door to go down or shift down, let's say that this gap was too tight up here, then you can either pull this one in, you can screw this one in, which moves the door down a little bit, or you can move this one out. And the idea here, when looking at the cabinet, you really want the reveal, so basically the gap from the edge of the door to the edge of the case, to be the same on this side of the cabinet as it is on this side. Now technically, I'm feeling it just with my fingers here, that this one right here has got, it's got like a 1/16 of an inch, and this is like 3/16 of an inch on this side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do about a half of a turn on each, and you can play around with these and kind of develop your own method. We'll do about half a turn there, and a half a turn there. I have not affected my reveal up here, By doing both at the same time, I've now equalized the reveal on this side and this side. Now my door is perfectly square on the cabinet. It's exactly flush down here, or wherever I need it. And then I got my 1/8 inch reveal, and the cabinet's now perfectly put together. So it's all lined. It's currently aligned how it should be. So that's pretty much it. That's how you adjust our hinges. Just remember, when you're going through these things, you got the first screw that's left to right, you got the back screw right there, that's in and out. And you got your hinge plate screws, which can adjust your door up and down. Pretty simple. All right, thanks again. Have a good day.